Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order at 9:16. Can we have roll call?
Chair Ozon, Vice Chair Hart, Member Tornator, Member Chaplin, Member Desart, here, Member Zay.
Here.
I'm here also
Oh, okay.
on Zoom.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, I know.
Add Sheila, because then we get quorum in the room that we can add.
Okay,
Sam.
okay, so first I'd like to move to add Member Rutledge. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
I'll second just.
Second, okay. And all in favor of adding Member Rutledge? Okay, thank you. And now I'd like to move to have Member Torrentori join remotely. And can you state your reason why you're attending remotely?
I'm on the downside of COVID.
Okay, thank you. I move to have Member Torrentori join us remotely. All in favor, or second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're ready to go. All right, let's see, we'll start, we've got a roll call. Right now for public comment, any public comment? Okay, I'd like to ask Mr. McGuire from the County Fair Association to discuss item B, our action under action items 10B. He's just going to make a couple comments about item B.
Good morning. Thank you. The request that I had before you today, we have over the years, we have a lot of community events that happen at the fairgrounds, and one of them is called a Garba Navratri. It is a Indian community event for the Hindu religion. It's a religious holiday. Garba is dancing, Nav is 9, Atri is nights. 9 nights of dancing. So traditionally in the Hindu religion, they dance through the night. It's a family event, grandchildren to grandmothers. We've had several at the fairgrounds. It's inside of our building number 1. On our current lease agreement, the most common, the most recent, we have an 11 o'clock shut off. Prior, this event used to go to 1:30 in the morning. Now we do have security on grounds. All of us have decibel readers on our phones. We go around. It's contained to the building. We keep the noise level down. We keep it in the building. We have all the guests leave through the county complex. My request today is we have an 11 o'clock shut off and this is kind of mirrored to Wheaton's ordinance for outdoor events, which is 11 o'clock for Friday and Saturdays, 10 o'clock on Sundays. My request for this particular is to allow this event to go to midnight on Friday and Saturday, and to go to 11 o'clock on Sunday. Again, it's contained to the building. We have security guards who are on site. It is a family event. It goes from grandchildren all the way to grandma and grandpa. It is, come over and check it out. I invite you. It's really dancing, and it's what they do is they put a shrine in the center of the building, and all the folks continue in a circular dance, and that's what they do all night long to music. And it's a religious event honoring the goddess Durga. So
Okay,
that's what I have
No
before you.
alcohol.
There is, yeah, the Hindu, yeah, there is no alcohol, there is no, it's really, it's dancing. It's 9 nights of dancing, and here we're only doing 3. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. So I just make the request to allow these folks to not go to their traditional time, but at least give them up to midnight on the 2 nights and 11 o'clock on Sunday.
okay,
Thank you.
And they're
thank you.
dancing to music.
Just the,
I'm just joking because you said that like 3 times. As opposed to, I don't know, birds tweeting.
Thank you, Jim, appreciate it. Okay, next I move for approval of the minutes of our September 20th meeting.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next I'm going to move to combine budget transfers A, B, C, and D.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, I'm going to move to approve budget transfers A, B, C, and D. First, budget transfer Public Works, $543,860 budget transfer needed for automotive equipment, transfer between capital accounts for building improvements for plant electrical system upgrade for auto liability insurance. B, budget transfer Public Works, 35,100. Budget transfer needed for operating supplies and materials, equipment, part, maintenance supplies, chemical supplies, instruction and schooling, and software licenses. C, budget transfer $35,250. Budget transfer needed for flexible benefits and medical insurance opt-outs, water and sewer for Village of Woodridge, water billing, repair and maintenance facilities, instruction and schooling, and software maintenance agreements. And D, budget transfer Public Works, $256,647. Budget transfer needed for software maintenance agreements for software support, temporary salaries, medical supplies, auditing and accounting services, repair and maintenance facilities, and water distribution system infrastructure. Can I have a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next, move to accept a payment of claims, Public Works and Facilities Management. Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Professional Services Agreement. I move for approval of PWP 028122. Recommendation for the approval of agreement between the County of DuPage and Clark Dietz Incorporated for on-call professional engineering and design services for DuPage water and wastewater treatment facilities on an as-needed basis for the period October 11th, 2022 through November 30th, 2025, for a total amount not to exceed $90,000. Professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 027722, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Graph USA Incorporated for professional surveying services upon request of the Division of Transportation, $80,000, Facilities Management, $7,500, and Public Works, $12,500, Section 22, RSURB 07EG for a contract total not to exceed $100,000, professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process. Okay, I have a second. Any comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I next move for approval of a joint purchasing agreement, 2022-85, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Atlas Bobcat LLC to furnish and deliver one Cronkite split tilt 3600 series trailer for facilities management for a contract total amount not to exceed $15,463, contract let pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. I have a second. Any comment or discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and we move to action items. I move for approval of 2022-83, agreement between the County of DuPage and Acella Incorporated for annual subscription services for software
Second.
integration between Acella online permitting software and Bluebeam plan review software for the period December 1st, 2022 through November 30th, 2023 for building and zoning, $7,087.50, stormwater management, $7,087.50, Division of Transportation, $7,087.50, and Public Works, $7,087.50 for a contract total amount not to exceed $28,350 per telecom purchases under $35,000. I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And finally, I move for approval of a request from the DuPage County Fair Association to extend their hours of operation
Second.
by 1 hour on October 7th through 9th, 2022 for an Indian Garba sponsored by the Senior Citizens of Chicago and the Gahardi Samaj of Chicago. And we have a second? Okay, any other discussion or comment? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And next under old business, I think Sean, you were going to discuss, or are we? Okay.
Yep, I can do it now.
Okay.
So wanted to bring the committee, provide some information regarding a customer, a water customer that we have that's disputing a high water bill. So the scenario was the homeowner's family leaves town during the winter. So from January 13th to approximately March 10th, they're out of town, they're not in their home. He said he shut the water valve off. We registered during that time about 81,000 gallons of water usage. So that's a pretty high water bill. It also relates to the sewer bill as well. So he called, that flagged in our billing software, flagged high usage. So we contacted the homeowner, let him know, hey, there was high usage. We kind of roll out an investigation with that. So we went out and actually pulled the meter out had it tested. So they bench test the meter. It did test within AWWA standard. That's the American Water Works Association standard for meter testing. It's approximately a 30-year-old meter, so we would expect it to read low, but it did come back within standards. So it was a decent meter. During that time, we had installed a new iPearl meter. So those are the meters that we're rolling out right now as part of the meter program. Stan provided within our ordinance, we have the ability to give a credit to the sewer bill up to 50%. So we did do that. The bench test for the meter is about $100. Public Works paid for that as well. We didn't require the homeowner to pay for that. Still wants to dispute the 81,000. So our hands are kind of tied as staff to give him a credit for that. But the next step was we got a call with Nick. So we got on the phone with the resident and we agreed to install the meter in line with the new meter. So I thought it was a good study for us to do. We did that for about 90 days. Both meters read about 9,000 gallons. So both meters are reading accurate. The homeowner has continued to monitor both meters. Last week, he gave me some information over about a 60-day period. The new meter registered about 430 gallons more than the old meter, which is contradictory to the old meter running it out. And we would actually expect that. The new meters read really, really low flow down to like 0.01 gallons. Those new meters start registering flow. It's kind of why we're rolling out the new meters in all of our system. So the next step for the resident is to come before the committee and ask for some type of relief for the 81,000. He may do that. We told him we would bring it, but I wanted to provide the committee some background before he did. And see if he had any
What's the
questions.
problem with that? If they're out of town, why is it reading so high? I mean, I had that one month and I found out that I had a toilet that kept running and running and running and running and running. So if he was out of town, what, did you figure out why the water usage was high when there was nobody at home?
Yeah, so on our part, it's speculation, right? We went in and we looked at the house to see if there was anything obvious, kind of went through his scenario. So he has an old valve for shutoff valve. It's an old plug style valve, probably doesn't hold real well. He did drain his house out, so he opened up the valve in the basement to drain the house. But our speculation is that the valve was leaking, probably going right down that drain, and he just didn't listen, right? So I think he did his part in trying to isolate the water in his home, but
Yeah.
something leaked by it. And there's
What's
nothing.
1,000 gallons, how much is that? What's the bill?
Yeah, so 81,000 is roughly, his bill now stands like,
So initially it was an $1,800 bill with these partial sewer credits, $1,500.
That's water and sewer.
That's water and 50% of sewer, roughly 80.
So he's still at 1,500,
Yes,
and that's for a 3-month period?
roughly 60-day period.
Oh, all right. Okay, well, thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
We'll see if he comes before us and take it from there. Okay, any old business, any other old business? Thank you, Sean. Any other old business? Any new business? Okay, hearing none, I move to adjourn.
You need the second or no?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right.